There are valuable life lessons to be learned from literally anyone, even when they're living in a galaxy far, far away. So what we're going to do in this video is examine a guy who is just a little short for a stormtrooper. We're going to look at Luke's good qualities. We're going to look at his bad qualities so that you can take home to planet Earth valuable life lessons that you can use right here, right now to improve your life. And we're going to start with the concept that Luke encompasses better than almost anybody, which is the hero's journey. From this little farm boy on planet Tatooine to becoming a Jedi Knight and the one who eventually brings down the Empire. In between those two events is struggle after setback, after another problem, and time again, Luke faces trouble after trouble after trouble. That is what we call the hero's journey. It is the path that someone needs to take to go from where they started out to greatness. In your life, you're not gonna have to fight some evil empire. You're not gonna have to become a Jedi master and master the Force. You are gonna face other problems in your life, whether that's your career, your dating life, your social life. There will be obstacles, there will be setbacks. And what Luke can teach us is to face those setbacks head on. The hero's journey is never, not in a million years, not in any galaxy in the world, never is the hero's journey gonna be a straight line up. Never will you see someone become great without great struggle, without great setbacks. So embrace the problems, embrace the setbacks in your own life, and let Luke show you through his hero's journey that success comes to those who persevere, to those who rise above their own challenges. And with that said, let's dive into the first quality that makes Luke such an extraordinary person, which is his curiosity and his hunger for knowledge. People in general tend to reject anything that is unfamiliar. It might sound hard to believe, but people thought that the internet and computers were never gonna have a place in society. People used to think that social media was just for children. And now every business in the world uses it. And right now as we speak, everybody is sleeping on things like AI and how it can help us get ahead. So borrow a page from Luke's book and replace no with maybe. Open yourself up, be curious. Yes, he was skeptical when he first heard about him being a Jedi, but he was also open enough to dive right all in. He was later hungry enough for more skills and more knowledge that he sought out Yoda. Do the same thing in your life. Approach life with an attitude of curiosity. Make a commitment to never-ending studies of the skills and the qualities that you need as a man to excel in life. Next up, I want to talk about how to create a network of the right people around you. Because every man and his dog is gonna tell you that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But almost nobody talks about how to actually gather those 5 people around you that lift you up instead of drag you down. So let's take Luke's life and 2 of his qualities to demonstrate how you can build a network of strong, masculine, high-achieving men around you. And that is, first of all, is the loyalty. This is highlighted when, for example, he returns to save his friends in Cloud City, even at the risk of his own life. This shows in his refusal to leave his friends behind the Battle of Hoth. It shows in him venturing into Jabba's palace to save Han Solo. And in each and every one of these occasions, it shows that he is willing to risk himself for those he really cares about and loyal is something that most high value men value most in the people around them. Loyalty as well as authenticity. But there's one more thing that you need, and that is your skill level. Because let's turn it around. You become the average top 5 people you spend the most time with. So if someone's at, like, let's say 5 levels above you, they will look at you and be like, well, this damages my network. So the key to becoming part of a network of high achieving individuals is to become one yourself. Luke's skills, in combination with his loyalty, his courage that we're going to talk about, that is what you need as well. You need to become a highly competent man yourself, while at the same time having that loyalty, having authenticity, having some of the other good qualities in your life. So let's talk about courage next. Whether that's Luke's decision to rescue Princess Leia from the Death Star, or facing Darth Vader in Cloud City, even though he wasn't prepared to do so. Those are some of the things that characterize what a top-performing man is. Because every single one of us, every person on planet Earth, as well as in this galaxy far, far away, has within us fear to do certain things. Fear and uncertainty, self-doubt. We all have that. But the difference is that those who rise above feel that same fear that everyone does, but they don't let it stop them. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the willingness to rise above it and to really master it so that you can move forward with your life. Michael here with an emergency transmission. If there is one thing that allowed Luke to overcome his obstacles, conquer his fears, and achieve his goals, it is confidence, to believe in himself. Just like if you want to reach your goals, you need to have confidence so that you can go at it with the full 100%. Now, I know building confidence is not easy at all. I struggled with it myself for over a decade because I didn't know how to actually build confidence. And the truth is, most of the hacks and techniques out there do not work. So what I've done for you is I put together a free 3-day bootcamp where I share with you the lessons that I learned over a decade that actually worked. So get the knowledge and information on building confidence that took me a decade to learn in just 3 days by clicking the link below this video or by going to michaelmichiels.com/confidence. And now back to more lessons from a galaxy far, far away. Let's move on then to some of Luke's worst qualities, starting with his reluctance to let go. Initially, when Luke was invited to join Obi-Wan on his quest, he hesitated because he didn't want to leave behind his old life. How many occasions have you had in your own life where you were reluctant to make the leap of faith because it would mean leaving behind what is familiar and what is comfortable? In life, we have so many opportunities, but reaching that next level in life oftentimes requires you to leave behind what you currently have. And so his reluctance is something that held him back at some points. For example, as well, his reluctance to let go of his past, to let go of some of his feelings of anger and resentment instead of forgiving and moving on, right? If you don't forgive somebody because of them, you're not doing them a favor. You are letting go of your own anger within, because otherwise you are on the path to the dark side. Anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. Wise words from Master Yoda. That's the reason why. And so the lesson from Luke's life here is that in order to get something greater, most of the time you have to let go of something good right now. That is the key lesson. And one other thing I want to highlight here is that his loyalty to his friends is admirable, but sometimes you also need to let go of some of the people in your life, or at least limit the time you spend with them. What you need to realize here is that some people can be like crabs in a bucket. When one crab tries to move up and crawl out of it, the other crabs will try to pull him down and prevent him from escaping. Likewise, when you want to better your life, when you want to become the person you know you could be, when you are working to achieve your potential, there are people in your life that are not going to be rooting for you. Some people will be dragging you down. Some people are unwilling to move with you on that path to greater things. And in those cases, sometimes the thing you need to do more than anything is to cut those people loose or to limit your time spent with them. Second negative quality from Luke Skywalker that I want to highlight is his self-doubt. Even though he has great achievements, even though he has found great successes, he also has a lot of self-doubt because of his failures in life. And the reason I want to highlight this is not so much because it is a terrible quality per se, but I want to highlight this because of Luke's attitude about his self-doubt. And that is his courage combined with it. Because when you have the attitude that you are not good enough yet, but you also have the attitude that you can face it head on with courage to grow, now you have a winning formula. Because even though he wasn't good enough yet to face Darth Vader on the Cloud City, even though he had that self-doubt within him at the time, he did it anyway. It cost him his hand. But at the same time, that also is what prepared him for the greater achievements that would follow that event. In school, it is easy to see how exams test a student's level of skill to see if he's good enough for the current level and if he's good enough to pass on to the next grade. However, where people go wrong in real life is when they don't realize that the heartbreak, the business failure, the devastating event that ruins someone are like tests to see if they are good enough to be at our current level and if they are ready to rise to the next level in their life. Your biggest setbacks in life become your biggest setups for greater success. And self-doubt plays into this because those who achieve most in their lives, they have constant self-doubt and they use it as the fuel to do more, to increase their skills, to learn new things, and to always improve upon themselves. Those who fail in life let self-doubt be the end of it. They allow their self-doubt to push them into submission. Be like Luke and have that self-doubt within you, but use it as a way to transform your life, to transform your skills, and to reach your potential. And the final bad quality I want to highlight about Luke is his impulsiveness. And what you can learn from this is that when you rush in without thinking things through, it is gonna lead to dire consequences. Most of the problems and the big setbacks, including, like I shared, his hand getting cut off, or like seeing his friends die in an attack, that comes as the result of Luke's impulsiveness. So rather than taking the time to reflect upon what the best course of action is, he would rush in. And later on in his life, he has learned this. The lesson you can take from Luke's experience is the need for stoicism. It is the need to reflect upon your own habits in life, your own actions, your own mindset. And is that really the mindset, habits, and actions that you need in order to reach your life's ambitions? Or are you letting the emotions of day-to-day life get to you in making bad decisions? Stoicism is not about being emotionless. It is about being objective and to reflect upon your actions as well as your emotions, but to use them constructively. You can learn from Luke's lack of this stoicism to know what not to do, because it is just as important to know what not to do than it is to know what to do. So learn from this. Learn from Luke, both his good qualities as well as his bad qualities. And as you implement these changes into your own life, you put yourself on the hero's journey towards the success you want. You become your own Jedi, the own hero of your story, of your life. So take these lessons from the galaxy far, far away with you. And for now, let me know which of these 7 core lessons resonated most with you. Leave me a comment below this video. And while you're at it, give it a quick thumbs up, because that greatly helps me in getting this video seen by more people. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more content that will take your life to that next level.